Hello everybody and welcome to this playthrough for Rookie Division with the tournament win here in the Safari Sunrise Tournament. The video is sponsored by Golf Clash and Playdemic. And before we start, don't forget to subscribe to the channel and also visit golfclashtommy.com for more Golf Clash related content. Last but not least, get the best tournament text guides on the market by going to patreon.com/golfclashtommy. Follow the info box that you do have on the right hand side for the elevation adjustment, but also what type of club and ball I feel we are going to have to play with to maximize our opportunities. Hole 4 and hole 8 are very good chances. Other than that, it's going to be a difficult tournament compared to the ones we have had in the past. So in the end, let's get our notepad or like pen and paper, whatever you're using, ready and go to hole number 1. For hole number 1, we're going to play with the quarterback, and we're going to play this one with a Marlin ball as well, using 3 bars of topspin and as much side spin to the right possible. And you will notice here that even if we play with a power 0 ball, we have no issues whatsoever to reach to the intended landing spot for our first bounce. Really making sure that the second bounce is showing clearly over the rough and the sand, and we then adjust for medium distance with a 10% over adjustment, and then we're gonna take our shot. Perfect ball, which is always helpful when we're playing here. It's going to bounce on the fairway over to the next fairway, and we're going to roll to a nice distance, which will mean that we're going to have a long iron towards the pin, 280 yards. Second shot is going to be played with either the backbone or the Goliath. I would prefer the backbone due to giving ourselves a better accuracy and also a slight better ball guideline. And we're gonna be very close to minimum distance of our club. 1 bar of backspin and leave the ball guideline short of pin, especially when you do not have a fully developed one. The only reason you would aim directly at the hole would be if you do have a 4.5 ball guideline, which not many clubs is having, especially not when we're playing from front tee. Now I do adjust medium distance with no elevation, but I would once again strongly recommend to change that to minimum distance instead. So the ball is gonna bounce and then it's gonna roll towards the pin. This power wise, we do not come in hot, we come in with a perfect speed, but in the end, ladies and gentlemen, we do adjust too much, and therefore minimum distance would be better suited here. So for hole number 2, we're going to play with the quarterback as a driver. The reason we play with the quarterback is to give ourselves a good accuracy and a good ball guideline. So we're using the red ring by the rough there to the right, and then we're going to use 3 bars of topspin and max side spin to the right. Once it's time for adjustment, we're going to adjust for maximum distance with a 10% over adjustment. We do make our adjustment, and then we're gonna apply one final piece into this puzzle, that is curl. So we're gonna go with 3/4 of a ball outside the adjustment ring to the right. Great left, and you're gonna notice that even with a great left with such a high accuracy club, we're gonna have no issues being on the fairway, even though I do strongly believe that using the curl that we did was gonna be perfect with a perfect ball. Second shot, we're gonna play with the big dog, and the only thing that I'm looking for here is to get the ball to bounce over the bunker and trying to aim for the pin. But in the end, once again, I'm not looking for an albatross here. It's going to be very difficult to achieve. We're gonna play 20% over adjustment, and we're gonna play maximum distance numbers. As you can see here, I'm using a little bit of side spin, I'm using a little bit of a backspin, and the reason I'm using as little backspin as I'm doing is because I am, and you should be, fairly afraid of bouncing down into that bunker there, because in the end this is no albatross hole, but at the end we do not want to risk the eagle. Bouncing on the fairway, get the ball down, a little glitch roll there on the green, but in the end we're gonna have a short wedge making an eagle here on hole number 2. For hole number 3, we're going to play with a side spin 3 ball and using a sniper. 2 bars of backspin and max side spin right. And now we're looking for half of the 4th ring, the invincible ring, inside the rough to the right, with the ball guideline showing that the ball is gonna come into the left side of the pin. Now adjusting to 0.8 rings, which is medium distance, with a 10% over adjustment, and then it's time to take our shot. So we hit perfect, and you're gonna see the ball bouncing on the fairway, coming to the other fairway, and then fall down towards the pin. And it is slightly over adjustment, so I would recommend here that we do change to play from medium distance. We play minimum distance instead. That will give you those extra decimals that is needed to make a drop here on hole number 3. For hole number 4, we're going to play with the driver that gives us the most distance as possible. 4.5 bar topspin, 4.5 bar side spin to the left, and now our focus should be to have the ball guideline going in between the rough to the left, and also in between the rough to the left and to the right. This, as we will be playing with so many different type of drivers, and then the accuracy will be different. And then when the accuracy is different, the sizes of the rings are also different, and therefore it's going to be very hard to then adjust it properly if you are not looking at the ball guideline. So add the spin first, then you focus on the ball guideline to be straight down the middle as already explained, and then you're gonna get a nice drive up to approximately 330 yards. No elevation whatsoever, and also we play with powered 1 side spin 2 ball, which is a quasar. Second shot is going to be a must eagle, and in my opinion, the reason I say this is going to be a must eagle is due to the fact that we are going to have a limited amount of chances here, and we do need to find some type of extra drops, you know, here and there, and therefore hole number 4 together with hole number 8 that you will see later in this playthrough is going to be the best possible chances here. Now I'm using the red ring by the rough line, using 3 bars of backspin. Make sure that you leave the ball guideline slightly short, but also to stay away from the slight glitch that there is just before the pin. So we need to back up a little bit, in my opinion. We are a little bit too far up here. No elevation for the second shot either, and then it's time to hit perfect and obviously try to get in the hole. Unfortunately, a little bit over adjustment to the left, but another time we're gonna just reduce that a little bit and be playing a bit better. I would play this one in between minimum and medium distance and no elevation. For hole number 5, we play with a long iron, which is the backbone to give ourselves the best accuracy and the best ball guideline possible here as a long iron. Using 1 bar of backspin, ball guideline pointing to the hole, and this is going to be an extremely difficult one to do well on. And there is 2 reasons for that. 1, we have a very bumpy fairway, we have a very bumpy green. 2, we do have a big issue with that there is hidden glitched spots here on the green. As you can see, that even if we have nowhere near the speed, as you can see there, the ball is taking off like it would be shot through a cannon. And that's something we do need to think about. Not that it will affect the fact that we're going to get a birdie or not, but it will most definitely affect the fact if we're going to get a hole-in-one or not. So this is, in my opinion, the toughest par 3 that we're going to play, and I would be very happy with a birdie, and an hole-in-one is going to be just a massive bonus. No elevation whatsoever, and we'll play maximum distance numbers. So for hole number 6, we are going to play with an extra mile, which gives us a lot of distance. And that's the thing that we are looking for. We're looking for the club that gives us the most distance possible. And we're using half a bar of the backspin and 4.5 bar side spin to the right. And then we're pointing our target to be, you know, focused on being just straight down the fairway. Because now we're going to use overpower, which means that we're going to carry over the rough, giving ourselves a nice distance and also a nice one then for the second shot. using approximately 3 rings of overpower, which you can say 30%, but look at the bottom part of the ball. It means the ball is going to be not outside the adjustment ring, at the bottom at least. We do not want to gain as much distance possible here. We just want to clearly be on the fairway and then have an open shot towards the pin. Because if we gain too much distance or too much roll, we're going to see that ball roll into the bunker, and that's going to be a massive problem. Maximum distance with a 10% over adjustment, and once you're done, you push up your target to max before you use overpower. Second shot is going to be with a sniper, and here a sniper with a better ball guideline is going to be massive here, and that's why a sniper level 4 is not ultimate, but you know, what can we do? We are going to play with lower level clubs here, but for those of you having sniper level 7 plus, where you do have a 4.5 ball guideline, it's going to have an advantage here when it comes to setting up this shot. But by knowing this green, I know that the green is going to come from a right to left slightly, which means that we do need to think about that when aiming towards the pin. So we would actually, we should be aiming more to the right of the pin than what I'm doing here. Great shot, unfortunately, but unfortunately becomes actually a save for us in a good way. No elevation whatsoever for the second shot, right at pin. A little bit hot, but I take it all day and every day for an albatross here on hole number 6. For hole number 7, ladies and gentlemen, this is going to be a difficult par 3, and here I would recommend you to play with a long iron that is called the Goliath, and the reason for that is to give ourselves more distance than what we do have with the backbone due to having slight headwind. Navigate your ball to reduce the wind, and obviously you can use a special ball, you can use a Kingmaker to reduce the wind even more, but I think a Navigator will fit the purpose. I'm using 2.5 bar side spin to the right and 1 bar of a backspin, and now we need to try to aim slightly to the right side of the pin, and there you can see that I aimed slightly to the left side of the pin. That at least that was what I judged that as. Maximum distance with a 20% over adjustment, bounce on the fairway, and we get in here towards the pin, a little bit short, a little bit to the left, but in the end, on this very tough par 3, I am not sad about that type of shot. Another day that could have dropped. A minor tweak that could be made, as said, you know, we need to move so we aim more to the right, and we could add just a click more distance to our position there as well. But in the end, with not a fully developed ball guideline, we're gonna struggle big time getting any consistency on hole number 7. For the last of the par 4s, we're gonna go for green, and here I would strongly recommend you to play with a berserker ball, as you can win that one for free in the golden shot. I'm using 4.5 bar top spin, and then we're gonna use 4 bars of side spin to the right, having the ball guideline at the tip of it to show that we're gonna go in between the rough and to the left and rough to the right. And you may be wondering, you know, I don't have any berserker balls, what should I do? You should still play the same way. The only difference is that you will have to go back to a power 4 or a power 5 ball, and you will have to go and play with, if not maximum overpower, but very close to maximum overpower. And that's the reason why I wanted us to focus on a berserker ball here, so we can stay away from using as much overpower as needed with lower level power balls. And I do think in a tournament aspect here, if this would have been tour play for an example, I would not be playing with a berserker ball at all, because those are valuable. But when in a tournament where an eagle here can put ourselves into such a massive advantage over your opponents, then I would actually spend a berserker ball here and rely on the fact that you will maybe win 1 or 2 back when you play the golden shot the next time. 10% over adjustment, maximum distance. Once you have adjusted, you push up your target to max to gain as much distance possible without having to go with as much overpower. I would recommend approximately 2 to 3 rings overpower with a berserker ball. With any other type of ball, I would recommend to go max. If you land short of green, you're gonna have a wedge, but that wedge is gonna be very simple and or at least it's going to be much more simpler to do a wedge like that than having a short iron or a long iron from distance. A must eagle if you're gonna have anything to do with doing the top 3 in the tournament. For the final hole in this playthrough, and also in Rookie Division, we're playing hole number 9, which is also hole 18. 4.5 bar topspin, 4.5 bar side spin to the right. We do make our adjustment with a maximum distance, with a 10% over adjustment, and then we're going to push up our target into max. And then you have a decision to make. Either you just make a regular shot that you let the ball just slide down the fairway, or you go with 3 to 4 rings of overpower. And the reason I wanted to touch base on the overpower is that if you use overpower, you might have a chance to reach with the sniper for the second shot. But if you're not using overpower and you want to take an absolute very conservative route, you play without overpower, and then you will still reach with your big dog or your lower level cataclysm or whatever club you're using. It could be a horizon as well, but then I would recommend the horizon at least level 3. So whatever club that do have the most distance combined with the best ball guidelines, so those two stats combined is going to be very helpful. Now I'm using 0.2 bars of topspin, and now we're going to adjust for a minus 10% maximum distance. So we're going to basically base this on what type of distance we're having, or like are in, which in this case is in maximum distance. We drop down a little short, and therefore we come in just enough speed, but we'll come in too much to the right as we do over adjust this shot slightly. Power 3 ball is needed minimum here, in my opinion. You can play power 4, power 5 ball as well to make it even more simplified for you. I do feel this is going to be a fairly good opportunity for an albatross, but please, if you do have a higher level sniper, or you have the guts of trying a much harder drive by using overpower, then use the sniper. The albatross opportunity will be massive compared to what it is now if you do so. Thank you so much everybody for watching this playthrough for Rookie Division with the tournament win here for the Safari Sunrise Tournament. The video is sponsored by Golf Clash and Playdemic, and make sure that you follow the steps closely, and make sure to ask if you do have questions, because I'm here to help. And if you don't see to get an answer to your comments, then send an email to tommylofrey@gmail.com, where we are a whole team that will help you out with your concerns or thoughts about the game. And also obviously follow the info box on the right hand side. For those of you looking for the best tournament text guides on the market, you get them by going to patreon.com/golfclashtommy. In the end here, once again, thank you so much for watching, and good luck in the Safari Sunrise Tournament.